In terms of fitness, what was the moment that inspired you to change? It was so motivating. Oh, thank you. I really don't know that one. I feel like that's quite hard. Children in my life plan are probably coming in the next year or so. But yeah, if that's his worst habit, like I can deal with that. The next question is, if you don't mind me snooping, did you have a 20% deposit for your apartment and how long did you save for? And I recently decided to leave that job, which a few people asked how are you genuinely feeling, which I think is so lovely to ask people. Good afternoon guys and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would just sit down and do a little Q&A. It's been so long since I've done like a question and answer on my channel, so I thought today I would just do one. I know some people find these like kind of boring and stuff. I personally love Q&As. I just think it's such a fun way to get to know somebody and yeah, get to know more about them. So yeah, I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me some questions, so I'm going to answer them for you today. If you're not already following me on Instagram, I'll put my handle like here. That is generally where I will put like Q&A boxes and things like that. So if you wanted to follow me there, feel free to do so. But yeah, without too much rambling, let's just get on to the video. Alright, so I asked a few hours ago, but I also asked like the other day as well. So I'm gonna combine the two. So the first question is, what is the best speech spot down the bay? I don't know if they mean like where I live, because I live along the Mornington Peninsula in Melbourne, but I would say the best spot is probably Dramana. That is one of my favorite spots. The water is just so clear and blue and it has like Mount Arthur and things, so I'd probably say Dramana is like my favorite spot down on the coast. Somebody asked, what is your favorite takeaway food and how often do you have it? So we have it probably once to twice a week, if I'm being honest. But my favorite takeaway is probably just like your classic like KFC or pizza or something. I live for that stuff. I just love KFC and pizza. So yeah, we have that mostly on a Saturday night, and then sometimes on a Sunday if we're out and about and like going for adventures and stuff. But then we generally will get like a takeaway as well. It's not always like junk food, but we do sometimes get takeaway if we're not home for the day. But yeah, I have it once to twice a week, and it's taken me a long time to kind of get to that point where I don't feel guilty for having takeaway on weekends. But because I eat so like nutritious and stuff throughout the week, I really don't mind having it once or twice over the weekend. So yeah, they also asked, what degrees and certifications do you have? So I have a Bachelor of Business majoring in tourism, which I did at La Trobe University like 5 years ago, I think. It literally feels like a different lifetime. And then a couple of years ago, I studied my Cert 3 and 4 of personal training. So now I am a certified personal trainer, which is super, super cool. The next one is, you're so good at shopping for bargains, but what's the most expensive item of clothes you own? I love that people will like know that I'm such a bargain shopper, because I am. I love Kmart, I love Cotton On, Supre, all of those stores. That's a really hard question though. I don't know the most expensive thing I own. Probably, I really don't know that one. I feel like that's quite hard. Maybe Gymshark. I have a few pairs of Gymshark tights, which are like $90. But otherwise, I don't spend a lot of money on clothing and stuff. I just am, yeah, a bargain shopper, so yeah. The next question is, what is the hardest part about being a personal trainer? That is a tough one. I absolutely love my job and helping people. It brings me so much joy. I'd say the hardest part from a business like standpoint is probably financially, because it's so like unstable. Obviously every week changes, and also that it's really hard to like switch off, because when you run your own business, it's pretty much like 24/7. I'm always on my phone, I'm always responding to text messages, I'm on Instagram and YouTube all the time, like talking to you guys and posting things, recipes, workouts and things like that. So it's pretty much like a non-stop job, if that makes sense. And it's great because I absolutely love what I do, but I guess that's probably like also a downfall, is finding time for yourself and trying to like step away from your business, because it is really hard to run like such a small business, because it's all on you, like your clients, the expectations, making sure you're making enough money to put a roof over your head and things like that. So yeah, there's definitely like a couple of downsides, but I absolutely love my job and I would not change it for the world. And if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, you probably don't know, but I was working in hospitality for the past 10 years of my life, and I recently decided to leave that job, which is literally just like a weight lifted off my shoulder. So now I get to do personal training full time and I love it so much. So if you guys wanted online coaching, I also offer that. So shoot me a message on Instagram if you're interested and we will sort something out. So the next question is, what is Andy's most annoying habit? Wow. I don't really know. He's a pretty A+ student. I'd say maybe the fact that he doesn't talk a lot and I talk so much, but I honestly don't blame him because I talk so much. I change the topic every 5 seconds and sometimes he just doesn't have a response. So I feel bad for the kid, but that's probably the most annoying habit, just that he can't keep up with me. But yeah, if that's his worst habit, like I can deal with that. The next question is, if you don't mind me snooping, did you have a 20% deposit for your apartment and how long did you save for? That's not snoopy at all. I'm totally cool to answer questions about our house. We had a 10% deposit, although this was like 3 years ago and I feel like the banks are trying to make people come up with like 15 or 20% deposits now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we only had a 10% deposit. And we were very lucky because Andy actually lived at home for quite a long time. So he was able to save quite easily without like having to like strictly budget or anything. He's just a really good saver and really good with money. Me on the other hand, I had to definitely save and be a lot more strict with what I was like spending my money towards. But I wouldn't say we really had like a time frame because honestly, it kind of came out of the blue. We just got back from our trip to America and then like 3 months later we bought this house. So yeah, it was a bit of a whirlwind, but I definitely put it down to Andy being an amazing saver and having the ability to live at home like rent-free for such a long time as well, because I moved out of home when I was 18 and renting in Melbourne is very, very expensive. So it's very hard to save unless you do live at home or if you make like a good income from your job. But yeah, if you want any saving tips, let me know. In terms of fitness, what was the moment that inspired you to change? You're so motivating. Oh, thank you. Ever since I was a teenager, I kind of had a yo-yo dieting approach and just like a bad approach to fitness in general. Like I'd spend months going for runs every day and then I just wouldn't go for a run for like the next 6 months. I would yo-yo diet and be really strict, and I guess it just came to a point after New Year's and Christmas, like that 2-week period where I went away with my family for those 2 weeks and we just ate absolute crap. Like it was so bad, and I left that holiday just feeling so disgusting and sluggish. All of the photos that were taken on that trip I look back on and I just wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't happy with the way I felt and it was just time to change. So basically from like that first week of January in 2013, I think it was, or 2014, I decided to make a change and I literally have never looked back. So the next question is, where are children in your life plan? You mentioned you were clucky. I do mention I'm clucky on Instagram because I really, really am. I cannot wait to be a mum. I can't wait to have babies and children and like our own little family. I'd say children in my life plan are probably coming in the next year or so. We really want to buy a bigger house. As you guys might know, we actually live in an apartment right now. So the goal is to buy like a family home in the next like 6 months to maybe a year, and then hopefully after that we can start trying for babies. So yeah. The next question is, what is your favorite part of yourself in terms of personality and looks? This one I had to think about for a while because I'm very like self-conscious when it comes to these things. I find it very hard to think of things that I love about myself, which is quite a bad habit, I should say. In terms of personality, I'd probably say that I get along with most people, or at least I try to get along with most people. And I think that definitely helps me with my job because I have to talk to so many different people. I train people from like 12 years old to like 70 years old, and I can still get along with anyone in between. So I definitely just try to be as nice as I can and like get along with everyone. And in terms of looks, I'd probably say my hair. It's probably the compliment I get the most from people. Everyone always asks me if my hair's like real and all that kind of stuff, and that they love like the thickness and stuff. So I'd probably say my hair. Although I've never really been happy with the color, I feel like I cannot get like a pure blonde. It always goes like yellowy or orange, so yeah. The next question is, what is your favorite vegan snacks? I answered this on Instagram the other day, but my favorite like store-bought vegan snacks are the tasty bliss balls and the Tom and Luke bliss balls that you can get from Woolies and I'm assuming Coles, but they're vegan and they're all like made with whole foods and stuff, and they're my absolute favorite vegan snack. I probably have so many, but they're like the ones that come to my mind straight away. I also love to bake healthy things, and a lot of the time they are vegan as well, so I love those as well. But if you're talking like a product you can purchase, then I'd say the Tasty Balls and the Tom and Luke balls. The next question is, what is the most useful item you own? I thought this was so funny because honestly it's probably our Dyson vacuum cleaner which probably shows our age, but I just love our Dyson vacuum cleaner. Literally, if you do not have one, you need one in your life. It is the best thing ever invented. She also asked, what is on your bucket list if you have one? I don't know if you mean like life bucket list or like an adventure bucket list, if that makes sense. I'd say literally I'm just the kind of person to really just want like the simple things. Like I just want a family, I want a house, I want a puppy, I want to run my own business from my home, and yeah, literally just like the simplest things. Travel wise, I would love to go to like Bora Bora, and I also would really love to go to somewhere like Switzerland or Greece. I don't know if I'd ever make it there because Europe is so far away, and I just don't know if I'll ever like get there, but they are like on my dream bucket list. And other than that, I'm a pretty chill gal. A few people asked, how are you genuinely feeling, which I think is so lovely to ask people. I think we can all agree that this year has been like absolutely crazy, but I also think it's been one of the most life-changing and like eye-opening years of everybody's life, which is amazing. There's been a lot of negatives, like I'm not even going to go into them because I think everyone knows. There's been a lot of negatives in this past year, but I also think from those negatives a lot of positive changes and positive things are going to happen, so I really love that. And then if we're talking like my personal life, I'd say I'm doing very, very well, thank you. As I mentioned before, I quit my job in hospitality, which was such a big decision for me. It literally took me like 3 months to decide. And it does worry me sometimes, again, like the financially unstable kind of situation and like working for myself, but it's a decision that really needed to be made, and one that I'm so, so grateful I was able to even like choose. So I'm very, very happy at the moment. I love doing what I do every single day, and I just feel so much more happy and content in the life that I'm living right now. Like the last few months have been, on one hand, really like crazy and so negative, but then on the other hand, like life-changing and really positive. So I'm definitely a mix of both worlds, but yeah. The next question is, what is your biggest achievement during ISO, which kind of goes on from what I just said. I think quitting my job in hospitality is definitely the biggest achievement I did in isolation. And also releasing my recipe ebook. If you guys haven't seen that, we released that I think in April. And we've been working on it for like 6 months, so that was definitely a big achievement as well. The next question is, what countries have you been to? So I've been to Indonesia, which is where we just got back from our honeymoon right before isolation. I've been to Thailand, I've been to New Zealand a million times. I was born there, so yeah. And then obviously Australia, because that's where I live. Oh, and the United States, been there as well. Okay, let's answer one more question because I've already been talking for like 20 minutes right now. Let's see. Okay, what are you excited for this year? Well, I was excited for many things this year. Like in January, I think a lot of us were excited for many things which have now been cancelled or delayed. But for the remaining 6 months, I'm just excited for things to start going back to normal and to be able to do like the small things that we took for granted beforehand, like going for road trips and going to see our friends and family, going out for lunch and things like that. Like honestly, just the small things. I was hoping to go to New Zealand to visit family, but I don't think the borders are going to open anytime soon. But I would like to go to maybe like Sydney or something and meet a few girls that I talk to online. I feel like that would be super fun. But yeah, pretty much that's about it. We do have our first wedding anniversary in the next couple of months, so I'm excited to hopefully go away for that and do something fun. But other than that, it's just literally just living life and getting back some normalcy in our day. But yeah. Anyway, my camera is flashing that it's literally gonna die, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you did want to ask any questions, please follow me on Instagram. I'll leave it here. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it and want to see more like talking videos like this, because sometimes I feel like I'm really boring. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and I will see you in the next video. Bye!